this is the window video. Everything is about the window, and this might be my most favorite part of the painting yet. Essentially, this window is composed of just two parts, the traceries and the glass. Half of the tracery work I've already done, and I didn't want to fully finish it before even starting on the glass. So I already did a light green underpainting because glass usually does have this greenish tinge to it, so I thought green is fine. And I haven't used green anywhere else on this painting, so I'm using this color. This glass is built like a collection of hundreds of circles. It's really cool and interesting and potentially drove me insane in the process. I really had to form a concrete flow of instructions for myself. With something like this, it could be so daunting and scary, but once I found a good flow and a good step that I can apply to everything, it's fine. I can just go with the rhythm and do this forever until I die. So what I did here was, well, I've already done the uniform size circles. I did some measuring and references, and then I did the underpainting. I did wet on wet green with water, just so that it will not look so flat. And then I started with the white circles. At first, I did some experiment on what will work better for me, but I went with the white circles first before the borders. It all seems so convoluted and complicated, but I don't know, it's like a third sense, because the color is going to show at the end after weeks of it being dried on the paper, because ultimately watercolor is not opaque, it is transparent. So it's important for me to build up the layers to it, to give it more character, to give it more depth, more texture. You know, it's like there's more flavor to it. And yeah, that's why I like to put a lot of layers in it. And then after the dark circles, I place a half white and half green paint. To make it more efficient, I use two brushes. One is only using the white paint and the other is only using the green paint. And so I was just switching through them per circle, and then I will mix them with the white brush. And then I added more white paint because I wanted it to look lighter. So I put more white paint over the areas that look darker and greener to me. And also on the borders and the in-betweens. That's why there are dots and the connections between the circles. I put a bit of a white in it, just so that it doesn't look like this is a whole thing made of circles. Like the borders are just to accentuate the fact that the glass is made of circles, but not that It's this is confusing, but you get what I mean, probably, I hope. And then I put in some brownish, yellowish colors, just a little bit, just to, not make it look so monotonously just white, and to show some reflection from the nearby materials, which is yellowish and brownish in color. I didn't count how many circles I made for this glass, but the entire thing took me a whole week. Now that the glass is done, I can move on to the traceries and the twisted columns. There's only so much that I can put on the traceries to give it more depth, so I just put on lines and everything just to trick you into thinking there are more details than there actually is. It's an optical illusion. And the old shadows I painted in from what feels like a million years ago now, they're still inadequate, so I'm putting on a fresh layer that's a combination of green and purple. I really enjoyed this window, and now I'm again dreading the pinnacle like I always do.